we're going to look at a way of recruiting rotator cuff really effectively, getting shoulder blades and rotator cuff working really nicely together. So we're doing like an overhead press movement, but with a band today. So we're looking for a band that's nice and stretchy, nice and flexible. We don't want too much resistance, or at least we're not fussed about lots of resistance. And we're going to just wrap it around our hands to be about shoulder width, maybe slightly wider. Now this could also be forearms up into a pillowcase. That's a really, that'll really get things burning. It could be forearms up into a tight t-shirt, make a belt around about this diameter and put your hands into that. So it doesn't need to be anything particularly technical that you're using. So we're going to make sure that we've got our feet nicely planted, we're standing up nice and tall, drawing up from the crown of our head and finding a little bit of breadth across our collarbones before we get started. And then keeping a bit of gentle tension on the band, pillowcase, you know, dressing gown cord, whatever. We're just going to press straight up overhead. Now you'll notice that I'm not allowing my elbows to flare out. I want to keep my forearms vertical. Okay, we're just going to press up and down. So this exercise should be relatively pain-free. Muscularly, you're very much allowed to feel that. You probably will feel a bit of a burn doing this. We ideally don't want to be feeling lots of catching, nasty, pinchy pain. If you do feel that, you could go a little bit wider, see whether that gives you the space in your shoulders to feel comfortable. You know, other options you can change up. You could do an overhead press with a weight instead and see whether that works. The other thing that you could try, because sometimes we just need to get the rest of the system working, or we need to incorporate other bodily movements in order to help it to make sense for our brain, is we can use a bit of a step forwards. So if I turn side on, I'll show you. So simply stepping forward with one leg as I press up and overhead, so something like that. Okay, so just stepping forward with one leg and then standing tall on that leg as we reach up and overhead. If you're wanting to be technical about it, ideally stepping forward with the leg that's opposite to the side that's symptomatic. So if you've got a shoulder that's worse than the other one, say that's my left shoulder, I'd want to step forwards with my right leg. And you could even incorporate like a step up onto a step, or step up onto the bottom stair at home as you press up and over. It just gets your opposite hip recruiting and opposite hip and shoulder work nicely together. So give that a go. If you can't troubleshoot it, drop me a line via email and I can always answer. Take care.